All right. How to create backlinks that accelerate Google Maps rankings. How to create backlinks that accelerate Google Maps rankings. So this particular video comes about because I had a user, I think a mastermind member, they watched a video and they asked this questions. You can explain a little bit more about this strategy. So some context to this content. What I was discussing, and what I'll do is I'll go to a new incognito window and I'll head on out here to google.com. I had a chiropractor ranking for best. It's Dr. Stephen Becker was the client. I showed him probably about a year ago. But anyway, the ranking in Google Maps. And what I was discussing was building backlinks and sending traffic through those backlinks, right? So best chiropractor Los Angeles, right? So Becker right here, this gentleman here. And we built other ones too. I think literally across the street, we have another one too that we built. But with that being said, all right, this is what brings this video about. Is we had a client ranking for best chiropractor in LA, hard niche, hard area. All right. What I was covering was we were utilizing a tool for building backlinks, and we were also sending traffic through those backlinks. What this particular video will do for you is I'm going to break down one of the ways that we build backlinks and one of the ways that we send traffic. Before I get started, my name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. Any consultation, services, whatever you need, if it's SEO related, marketing related, I definitely can help you out. All right. So with that out of the way, I don't want to waste any time here. Let's get directly into the video. So what we did for this particular client, or for a magnitude of clients, is of course we're going to do link building. Now, one of the strategies that we deploy when building links is we utilize a tool called GSA. Now, I just want to show you the level. I think I did it on this account. Okay. All right, so we built 541,000 links to social profiles that already existed that we built previously. You see, generally when we are going to acquire a client, I had to clean some of this. Maybe I should clean some of this out. I don't want generally what we'll do is we're going to create our directories, our citations, we're going to do our data aggregation submission, and then what we're going to do is we're going to build links to those assets. So just as a reference, we have, let me just make sure this is the right one. So if I were to come inside of here, give me a second here. You can see here, it's right on top. So just the first one that's here is yelp.com, Dr. Stephen Becker, right? We're building links to the citations, all right? Now, we're going to build a mass quantity of backlinks. Why? Because we want to keep them indexed or in search results. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying that the search results is the index, because it's not. However, we're looking to keep those links indexed, but really what we're doing is we're trying to set ourselves up for a mode to send traffic to and through, okay? So the purpose of today's video is, I shared a few tips, and I just wanted to give you a clear understanding of, hey, here's how we did it. Here's some of the backlinks that you can build. Here's how we power up those backlinks. Here's some traffic that you can send. Here's the way that we do it, one of the ways. And I'm just walking you through that process. All right. So let me just draw this out. I'm a visual learner, so maybe you are too. So I want you to note when we have an asset, all right? So let's just say, for instance, that this here is going to be the Google Maps asset. All right. So here's Google Maps. Now, Google Maps, of course, is attached to the website. We talk about products, we have services, and this asset here, of course, needs to be optimized. All right, so we're going to optimize the profile. All right, so bear with me here. I'm going to walk through this. So we're going to optimize the profile. Now, once the optimization has been accomplished, there's really only a few more things that need to be done. So after optimization, we're going to review. Okay. You can think of this in any way that you would like, but we're going to need traffic. And then, of course, last but not least, we're going to need our digital references. Okay, a digital reference could be a directory and or a citation. Now, mind you, I want you to note this, that there are structured citations and unstructured citations. All right. Now, a structured citation is what you'll see: Yelp, Monta, MapsQuest, Foursquare, Apple Maps, Bing Places, things of these nature. This is a structured citation. An unstructured citation is any site that's going to host and hold a digital reference, a name, address, phone number, and a link back to an asset that we control, a website, Google Maps listing. Now, again, the purpose of this video is to give you a process, all right, and give some context to the content that I shared with the gentleman that asked me the question, all right? So this is always the process. We're going to optimize the profile. We're going to start getting reviews. We're going to start sending traffic. And then, of course, we want to start getting links to the assets that have already been created, all right? So what I want to put right here, optimize review, traffic, optimize review, traffic, and optimize review, traffic, and citations. All right. And then, of course, we're going to not build links to the profile, but I'm going to share with you some of that process in one moment here. Citations and, of course, links. All right. Now, links could be considered citations, but here's the part that often gets confused when I'm talking to clients or I'm talking to other SEOs or I'm talking to my friends. They're like, oh, I thought you didn't build links to the profile. We don't, but I'm going to share with you some of the URLs because people are like, hey, build links to the profile. What do I do? Where do I build them to? Let me walk you through some of this. All right. So here's what I want to point out to you. If you're going to build links, all right, some of the places that you do not want to build links to, all right, and we can use, you do not, all right. So let's just say you were to look up, I don't know, Let's do another one. Let's look for, how about a, this should be a fun one. Let's see here. Let's scroll down here. All right. Okay, good. All right. So if we're looking at a particular listing, let's just see what they got cooking in here. All right. So here's a name. Now, I don't know who this particular person is. I'm just using this as an example to showcase something. I don't know who this is. This is just an example. All right. So bear with me here. Oftentimes you'll see or you'll hear that you want to build links to CID, right? So inside of this tool here, it's called Plepper. What you can see is a lot of the details about a specific listing, right? So as you can see here, you can come down here and get this ID, right? So you have the local place URL. No, we do not send links there. You have the CID, the customer identification number, which is this right here. No, we do not send links there. If I want to perform better in maps, you have multiple options. Those are not the options. The options that we want to point links to, right? Because the only reason we're building links is to send traffic through it, right? So if we're going to build links, we want to build links directly to assets that we can control, such as this. So if you come over here, right, and you want to send links that can take it. If I'm building 541,000 links, do you think I'm sending that anywhere near something that can't hold it? Not a chance. But what I would do is if this was the business owner, I would want to send links here, okay, to the maps, to Google. All right. Now, aside from that, what we also would want to do is there's something called products. Now, these products have what is called a pop-out associated with them, a pop-out. Inside of that pop-out, it will list categories. Along with that, underneath, you can have your products. Each of those products have a link back to your website. Those product pop-outs are an essential place to build links to. Why? Because if I build links to them, I can send traffic through them. Let me share with you one of the tools that we utilize for sending traffic. Now, note, yes, we just finally have just gotten done building our very own traffic tool, but that's for the web. Okay. When we're sending traffic through these types of links, because remember, we're building mass quantities of links in order to push traffic. So that means we have to send a mass amount of traffic that's going to be low cost. Let me share with you a tool. All right, let's get inside of here. I'll see if I can pull one up for you. Let me just make sure I pick the right server. I'm going a little deep here for you guys and gals, for you. I'm doing this for you. Talk to a lot of business owners, okay? Don't get lost. This is one piece of the element, right? Like, remember, it takes optimization, reviews, traffic, citations, and links. I'm giving you a piece, okay? And this isn't hard to do. Remember, it has to be a repeatable process that is going to be something that's effective, but something that can be repeatable in order to produce a repeatable result, right? If it's something hard and all fangled, what's the probability that somebody's going to do it? Highly unlikely, especially when you have somebody like me where we have quite a few clients. It needs to be repeatable. It has to be effective, right? So when I see these strategies that are just so hard, if it's not scalable, you shouldn't be doing it. All right. So I just want you to keep that in mind. All right. With that being said, that particular server, I don't have the password, so that one's not it. Let me just show you one of these tools. Bear with me here. All right. And I might even give you a little bit more help. This is another one. That's not it. It will log right in for us here. Okay. They're keeping me. I have a funny feeling that my partner is like, no, because I just saw their names. Here's what I'll do for you. Because my phone was dinging, and now the thing is, they're like, no, Chris, no, don't do it, dude. Oh, that's funny. The objective is to help you, right? Let's drill down. So one of the tools that we've recently been using and testing, and it works at a scalable pace and it's relatively inexpensive, is a tool called InMillion. Okay, I'm not promoting it. There's no affiliate links. I'm giving you an inexpensive solution that can actually help you. All right, I have no affiliate. I have no skin in the game. It's not my tool. It's irrelevant to me. I'm just sharing with you a tool that we've been using that can be helpful for sending fast and cheap traffic. All right. So this is called InMillion. You can get it very inexpensively. You can check it out for yourself. I'm not promoting it. It doesn't matter. There's a million tools out there. This is just one of them. Okay. So with that being said, we're then using residential rotating. Oftentimes I'll go to Storm. Yes, I have my own proxy service. Lately, I've been using my own proxies, which is proxypixie.com. All right. But most of the time when I'm trying to send junk traffic, right, I'm sending traffic through something to go to another asset, I'm gonna use residential rotating. Why? Because I can make faster requests. That's it. So I want to point some of these things out, because the strategy that gentleman from this question right here, like, hey, will you show some of the strategy? That's what I'm breaking down. So once we get the profile optimized, right, we start pushing in reviews. No, the reviews need to have location information. Next, the traffic. The traffic is always going through something. I'm not sending traffic direct if it's going to be junk. Okay? Basically, hey, if you're using a bot, send it through something. And no, you can't just set the refer. It's not the same. There needs to be a validated, verified, trackable account of me moving from one asset to another. You think you're going to spoof it? You think you're going to do something? Google Fonts is on everything. Google is tracking everything no matter what you do. There has to be an actual from this site to this site to this site to this site. You actually have to go to those assets. You can't just spoof or refer. You think you can spoof Google with a $30 piece of software? Come on. I'm just saying. So with that being said, your citations. Now, what we're looking to do, all right, utilizing better tools. is this. So let's just say if you were to have a better citation, let's just say, all right, I'm just using this as an example. All right. Once you actually have an asset, you're looking to boost these types of assets up. You want to keep the highest quality ones indexed. And these are also the ones that you want to send traffic through. All right. Now I have a high quality referrer that's also an authority that's not going to drop. I now have a validated, verified entity that's going to stay in there, and it's producing traffic from a authority source. Make sense so far? All right. It is what it is. All right. So, this is a piece of a strategy. Yes, there's a million other odds and ends, but at the end of the day, we're looking to optimize, review, send traffic, and build links to the assets that we already have. All right. One of the big takeaways that I want to point out to you is if you're going to build links to your asset, you need to build it here. Build them to Google, build them to Yelp, build them to Monta, build them to MapQuest. Also, just because it's a no follow, it doesn't mean that Google isn't going to follow that link. No follow is a directive from a webmaster. All right. Google doesn't follow rules. Okay. Because a webmaster gives a directive of no follow doesn't mean that they're not going to follow that link. Period. End. All right. It's a spider. That's its job. It's going to crawl links. All right. If it's going to crawl links consistently, if it's going to show up and it's going to crawl it, it's going to be placed in the index. Now, whether and as it crawls it again or it finds that particular URL again, hence building a boatload of links, it's going to say, oh, this is valuable, and it's going to re-index. Now, whether it makes it past the filter of quality and makes it into the search results is a whole nother story. But as long as I can continuously build links and I can continuously get crawled, I'm continuously at the top of the index. I hope this makes sense for you. Okay. So we're looking to mass hit with links, push traffic, and that's it. That is a piece of the puzzle. Now, in order to bring everything together to validate, that's where the reviews come in. But where I see a lot of business owners stumbling is they're getting the reviews, but then they're stuffing them full of links, or not links, they're stuffing them full of keywords. You're stuffing the reviews full of keywords. Like, what's the probability that you have 40 people all saying your brand name and your primary keyword? Be realistic. But what is realistic is utilizing the name of the owner, maybe utilizing the area in which they're from, right? Try to take your time with these types of things. All right. Now I'm going to answer any questions that you might have regarding this. It's just a piece, a fraction of a strategy. Okay. Try it out for yourself. All right. But something, if you don't take anything else away, get some links to the assets that are attached. Products, product pop-outs, the main URLs, your main citation URLs. Give it a go. If you want to be a little bit more brazen, those assets that you have, that you've created, send traffic through those to your asset. All right. Not to the main page, but if I'm building links to let's say a product pop-out, send your piece of software to that link over to your product pop-out and then jump off. But I wouldn't drop off until you have a very long dwell time. Shock the system. I'll answer any questions that you might have, and then we're going to rock and roll because it's late. All right. This question is very different than the video. However, I have no problem answering it for you, especially since you're a member. So I appreciate that. Also, too, changing up everything how I'm going to do things. Moving forward, I'm going to host the mastermind on YouTube. Bear with me. And then we'll have a group coaching class that's private. All right. So that should be really fun. With that being said, let me answer your question here. What's the difference between GSA and Money Robot? Great question. The primary difference between Money Robot and GSA is that Money Robot is a closed system. okay? Money Robot, at the end of the day, if you take away all their fluff, they have about 280 referring domains, Web 2s, that you can build subdomains on. You know, are 280 websites that are spammed to oblivion worth the investment to get the software? Maybe, but not when there's people selling the actual links for pennies. You can get a whole blast set up with content and everything for probably 25 bucks, right? You click a button and the job is done. So that's that, all right? GSA is a scraping mechanism. It can scrape by keywords. It can block stuff. It's not enclosed by a particular atmosphere, right? It's not a closed system. It's not some guy or gal or team that bought 300 sites and put a UI on it. Because at the end of the day, that's what Money Robot is. Not saying it's a bad tool. I've used it. It has been effective. However, I would say that for the larger majority of professional SEOs, if you're going to use a automated link building system, there are far better options, all right? GSA is just something that I like, but I'm old school. I've been doing this a long time, you know? I make videos on stuff that I've been using for years, a decade, you see? So I talk about GSA. I talk about Scrapebox. These are tried and true tools. That's why I talk about them. This is what the stuff that I've been using for a decade. So that's why I talk about them. Now, GSA is not as effective as it used to be. However, it is very effective at keeping things indexed and getting things indexed. It's very, very helpful. And when I say indexed, I don't mean search results. Also, too, that's generally a huge issue, is keeping stuff indexed, especially when you're dealing with these local sites. Also, there's a lot of extensions and a lot of extra tools that GSA has to offer. And I don't have a link. I'm not an affiliate. Like, they don't even do that. If they did, I don't even know. I don't do affiliate. The only thing I talk about really that is stuff that I offer, right? So with that being said, what about SEO Autopilot? I'm not really a fan of SEO Autopilot. It's not for me, right? Yes, they have this is just my humble opinion, okay? The gentleman that owns the company is awesome. I have zero, awesome guy. However, I found the tool to be, it's not something that I could learn in a day or two and pass off. On top of that, the success rate for the links is very low. So you're always buying other things in order to make it proceed and actually function, which is a problem. I need something that can be repeatable, something that's scalable and could repeatably produce a result. That's what's important for me. I need something that can always work, something that's scalable, and that I can get the same result every time. Bang, bang, bang. And my name's like, I'm on the line, So it has to be something that I know is going to work and that can scale and that I know is going to produce a result. I know they had a new Neo tool, and yeah, it's neat and it's cool, but that's not a deliverable that I can hand to a client, right? See, this type of stuff isn't stuff that I can hand to a client, The same with saying a GSA blast. If I'm going to go do a GSA blast to the citations that I built, yes, I'm going to make a deliverable to the citations. But when I build 500,000 GSA links to those citations, yeah, that's not a report. You see what I'm saying? But yes, it gets done because I'm not selling a service. I sell a result. That's the only reason that you get paid as an SEO, right? I think oftentimes a lot of people that I talk to, business owners like SEO guys, they think they're selling a service, but the business owner isn't buying a service. They're buying a result from you. So that's how I look at it, With that being said, hopefully I didn't. And again, the gentleman who made that tool is very, very amazing guy. Genius level, perhaps, at least with the content creation and all that stuff. But the tool just wasn't for me. A tool that I did really like, but again, I'm old school. And two, another drawback with SEO Autopilot is you can only install it on 2 machines. Now, I was using Ranker X. Ranker X was a lot cheaper to get set up. I could launch it on as many machines as I wanted. And plus, on top of that, it was less resource heavy. See, SEO Autopilot is super resource heavy. That's a problem because I want to launch on a VPS. When I master it, I want to be able to hand it to somebody so I can delegate the job, right? So it's, again, SEO Autopilot just isn't for me, you know? Ranker X is a cool tool too, but you know, it has its drawbacks. But I don't want to talk too much on that. Okay, thank you. Is there a tool for automated link building you would recommend? Again, I like GSA. All right, GSA, Scrapebox, Ranker X, you know, and I'm venturing to guess that if you go looking, I mean, these are tried and true tools. You know, XRummer, again, tried and true. So, but there's new stuff coming out all the time. You know, what really amuses me is these AI link building stuff. Like, this is borderline laughable, you know. I've been watching that with a lot of amusement lately. I decided not to hop on that wave, but it is amusing. It's very amusing. How many different videos could I possibly see talking about AI link building that are showing me how to create templates to outreach? Like, what? Ah, I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, man. Well, in any case, my name is Chris Palmer. I hope that this is clear on what we're chatting about here today. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, my partner messaged me. He did. It only because there's projects running in there and he didn't want me doing anything. So thank you so much. I mean, really what I wanted to point out was you know, we're building links here. Let me see if I can show a few more in here of what we're building links to. Let me just see here. Edit. Give me a sec here. Let me see if I can get in here for you. Here, I won't go down, but so as you can see, there's a Yelp listing. Here's the Google Maps place. It's not the place ID, it's the actual URL, and then here's the search result. So there's 3. There's more there, quite a few. And then on top of that too, when we get our citation URL, like say I get my report back from my assistant, my VA. She's on the team now. She's dedicated to build citations. But with that being said, when I get that list back of 40, 50, 60 citations, depending on the client, we'll generally load those in. But these are monthly recurring clients, not somebody that's buying white label, you know. That's up to the white label person to do for their clients. But in any case, man, I hate to let you go. It has been an absolute pleasure. I truly appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I hope this was very clear. I hope I was able to lay out the strategy a lot clearer for you. I hope I was able to point out places to actually build links to that can help boost your profile, the actual URL, your citations, and then on top of that, if you're going to send dirty traffic, right? Lower cost traffic, please don't send it direct to the profile. Send it through the profile or send it to not the direct CID, not the direct place ID, not the direct share link. No. Especially the share link. The share link is attached to your actual. If you go on your computer right now and go to share the link will change every time. Why? Because it's almost time-stamped within the system. It's attached to whoever's taking that share link. So if you're taking that share link and sending traffic to it, it's attached to your PC. It's almost like time-stamped, okay? Every person that goes, if they go click that share, it'll change each time, all right? So I just want you to be mindful of what you're doing, all right? Especially if you're working on people's stuff, like be very, very mindful, all right? So I truly appreciate your time. I hope this has been helpful. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. Many blessings. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.